campus of Santa Rosa Junior College, where tonight we bring you the North Bay League Tournament Championship game, and it's a big one. The Montgomery Vikings and the Cardinal Newman Cardinals, deadlocked at the end of the regular season, will battle for the right to call themselves the champions in the NCS seeding tournament. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Ron Weavy, and this should be a great matchup here tonight, Ronnie. Anytime these teams meet, it is awesome, but tonight is going to be an extra special one here at SRJC.
Yeah, well, this is the third matchup between these two squads here tonight, Dave. In the first matchup, the Montgomery Vikings lost to Cardinal Newman 55-35, but Michael Septimo came in the second meeting, had 32 points, and he took Montgomery to a 50-40 victory in that second matchup. Both teams have won to get here to the finals of the NBL tournament. It's a fantastic night. The gym is crowded here in Santa Rosa. I'm really looking forward to it. And I wonder if Cardinal Newman can actually recover after that overtime win.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's check out the standings now in the North Bay League and show you how these teams finished the regular season. They split their games during the regular season. The first one was won by Newman at Montgomery by 20. The second game was won by Montgomery at Newman by 10. Deadlocked at 12-2 in the NBL.
Yeah, and for Cardinal Newman, they come off an overtime victory to advance to the championship game against Windsor. It was a 63-62 win, a game that they made free throws in the overtime, and a game that Damian Wallace came up with big shots. But on the other hand, the Montgomery Vikings, they handled Casa Grande 49-36. They advanced to the finals here tonight. I'm really looking forward to tonight's game. Can Montgomery run the full court, I think, is the big question.
Yeah, for Montgomery, they want to get in the half-court game. They got Michael Septimo back a few weeks ago, and that was huge for them because he's able to run the shot clock, dictate the pace of the game, and keep Montgomery going offensively.
Yeah, he's an absolutely incredible ball handler. He makes a difference for them. But you can see that big brace on his right knee. That was a great shot there. But can he run the length of the floor? Remember, in high school, it's an 84-foot court. Tonight, we're at the Santa Rosa Junior College. It's 94 feet. Can they get up and down the floor? There's Eric Paulson, their 6'11" center. He's amazing down low. He handles the ball well. He can shoot the three. We've seen him in a number of games this year. He is a top quality player.
For Newman, on the other hand, they do want to get out and run the floor, and they've got some guys that can do that very, very well.
Yeah, Justin Pateri, Rubatino, Walker, there's Souza moving the ball around. There's Connor Rubatino from outside, knocking that one down. We've seen him have many a big game. And how about Justin Pateri, the 6'5" senior, running against Costa right there and throwing it down. I think the difference in this game is, can Montgomery dictate the half-court set like we've seen him with Michael Septimo handling the offense, running the ball down low to Eric Paulson, or can Cardinal Newman dictate the pace, make it a full-court game, run up and down the floor, and try to dictate the pace in that way?
Should be a great matchup here tonight at Haehl Pavilion. The Vikings and the Cardinals getting set to get underway. And one guy who's a little bit of an X factor for Montgomery, in my opinion, is Matt Hyman. He had a very good game against Casa Grande to get here. If they can get him out and going inside and in the open floor like he did against Casa Grande, it could be a very good game for the Montgomery Vikings. It's the Cardinals and the Vikings coming up next from Haehl Pavilion for the NBL title.
For a lot of families, your vehicle can be the most expensive asset you own. Like any investment, it's important to protect its value. Let OilStop help you protect that investment by regularly servicing your vehicle at any of our 6 Sonoma County locations.
My wife and I were stranded after suffering our second flat tire on a hot August day. Our 3 horses were thirsty and there was no help in sight. We called Les Schwab, and luckily Justin answered the phone.
Les Schwab Tire Center.
Even though it was after closing. Justin came to our rescue. He drove an hour with tires and even brought water for our horses. We'll never buy tires anywhere else.
Take care now.
I'm Larry Butler, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers. For the best in girls AAU basketball, it's the North Bay Elite.
One Saturday night, someone went through town slashing tires. Sunday morning, one of Andy Spencer's customers at Les Schwab went to Andy's house to see if he could help.
You got it.
Andy got in his truck and drove up and down the streets, helping anyone who needed it. He worked at it pretty hard most of the day.
That's all of them.
Andy didn't tell anybody no. He really went above and beyond his duties as a manager and a neighbor. I'm James Hamilton, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Dynamics is the industry leader in Northern California for custom print finishing, specializing in foil and embossing for business cards, brochures, wine labels, display boxes, or even wedding invitations. Let Dynamics put their 35 years of experience to work for you. Stand out from the rest. Call the industry's best. Call Dynamics today.
And welcome back to Haehl Pavilion. They're announcing the starting lineups, and so we will meet the starting lineups now on graphic here at Haehl Pavilion as these two coaches match up for the last time. Tom Fitchie will be moving on after this year, so this is the last time they're going to meet as competitors. Septimo, Fitchie, Hyman, Seitz, and Paulson for the Montgomery Vikings, and for Newman, Tino Botero. Ready to go. It is loud, it is crazy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. This place is nuts right now.
Yeah, you've got standing room only here at Haehl Pavilion for Tom Fitchie's last game at Haehl Pavilion, and I'm looking forward to seeing this contest. In that first matchup, Cardinal Newman came out on top 55-35. That was back on January 7th. And then Michael Septimo came back from his knee injury, went into Cardinal Newman's gym, and took Montgomery to a 50-40 win, and that was on the 28th of January. Here we are on the 20th of February, almost a month later. They're playing for the NBL championship, standing room only here in Haehl Pavilion. I think the big key for tonight's game is, can Montgomery run the half-court set? Can Cardinal Newman force the action and run the floor?
And here we go. The cheering sections are doing their thing, and we are underway. Fitchie has the tap. Paulson got it to him. And the Vikings go into their half-court set to start things off, looking for Polson inside. Here's Hyman up top, into the corner it goes to Zach American. Hyman to Polson, tries to dish it down low. He does get the pass. Hard to stop him under there, and Polson scores.
Great offensive set for the Montgomery Vikings, running against that man-to-man defense, and they were able to get inside to Polson. He gathered himself, was able to lay it in.
Cardinal Newman now will try to answer on their first possession. Boterri up top, guarded by Hyman. There's Connor Rubatino. What a year he's had, and he tries his first shot, no good. Fitchy did a great job on him defensively at Newman as Souza hustles for the loose ball, and a tie-up is called. It'll be Newman's ball. Great hustle by Chad Souza. Smallest guy on the floor, but he made the play right there and got the rebound in the land of giants.
I think you really highlighted what's going to go on in this basketball game, though. Can Fitchy contain Rubatino? In that second matchup at Cardinal Newman, he did a fantastic job defensively. He kept the ball out of his hands and basically made Rubatino run around and try to look for the basketball. They weren't able to get it to him enough, I don't believe.
Ryan gets it to Gunnar Walker into the corner. Now James Ryan guarded by Septimo. That's a real interesting matchup to watch tonight. Septimo taps it away. Turnover to the Vikings. Fitchy slows things up, and the Vikings will try the half-court set again. So far, going according to form, and Newman, of course, has not yet been able to get out and go.
Of course, Cardinal Newman coming out in the man-to-man defense. They're going to put pressure on you on the outside. They know that the Montgomery Vikings can't shoot the ball from outside with Fitchy and American.
Down low to Polson, 2 for 2. Eric Polson, who's had some amazing games this year, and if he gets going and they're able to get him underneath like that, look out. He could be in for a big night here at Haehl Pavilion. 4-0 Vikings.
Well, it's great recognition by the offense to go high-low, over the top. Polson has learned, even throughout the year, how to make himself available for that basketball. Great lay in there, and a better block right there.
Polson blocks the shot. Down low it goes, and it's good for Hyman. Hyman and one as Polson blocks the shot, and the Vikings run the floor and get off to a 6-0 start.
Yeah, it was all about running the floor, recognizing that the guy is open up front, and Hyman making the great play, getting to the basket, the left-hander knocking down the free throw.
Matt Hyman completes the three-point play, a picture-perfect start for the Vikings, up 7-0.
Vikings come out with full-court man-to-man pressure. We haven't seen this before.
Rubatino will try and get Newman on the board, doesn't get it. Tapped back to Rubatino. Wide open look, no good. He's missed his first 3 shots.
One thing we have to pay attention to is in high school basketball, generally you're on an 84-foot court. Tonight we're in the college gymnasium, it's 94 feet. Conditioning could be a big factor tonight.
Oh, no doubt about that. There's American to Septimo, one-on-one with Souza. So far, they've gone down to Polson twice and Hyman once. Septimo drives the lane, tries to dish. Kept alive for Fitchy. He did hit the rim. Vikings going for the offensive board. It's Boterri and Hyman that tie it up. This time, the possession arrow is pointing the other way.
Well, so far, the offense of the Montgomery Vikings has been executed to perfection. They're getting to the offensive glass. They've got a 7-0 lead, off to a great start.
Up top it goes to American. Now it's Hyman. Polson again. Zach American. Nice ball fake. Gets it back to Eric Polson. Double teamed right there and fouled by Boterri.
You can see that the double team came. You know what, though? Polson has become so patient down low against the double. He just continues to improve throughout the year. I just am so impressed by his ability to concentrate down low, hang onto the basketball, assess the floor, and see who's open.
Zach American now up top, guarded by James Ryan.
I don't think if you don't bring a double, I don't think you can stop him down low. He's just got the height advantage and that ability to move down low with that drop step.
Lob pass to Polson. He goes with the left hand this time. And Polson has 6 points to start the night.
How fun would it be to be 6'11" in high school and play like that, man? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be fun. Souza gets it to Ryan. A 9-0 Montgomery start. Ryan pulls up, no good. Terry with an offensive board, blocked by Polson again. His second block of the night.
And the great thing about it is Polson blocked the shot, and he immediately, as soon as they got possession, started running down the floor. I really loved his composure on that block. Great block and great anticipation. Not picking up the foul, not creating contact.
Matt Hyman, no good. There's Gunnar Walker with a rebound. Hyman, interesting player. Didn't play last year. Really has grown a lot and developed into a great power forward. The missing piece of the puzzle for Montgomery coming into the year. Once Hyman committed to playing and has grown to 6'5", that made their team a lot stronger defensively and offensively.
Yeah, he's so active on the offensive glass. He's good down low defensively. He blocks out well. He runs the floor. He's a great addition to Polson and this Montgomery Vikings basketball team.
Newman looking for an answer. Terry has it as he scores and gets fouled. Justin Terry gets the Cardinals on the board. And finally, their crowd has something to cheer about.
Great recognition on the inbounds pass. Great body control by Terry and getting to the free throw line, picking up the foul inside. Just great ability to take the contact, gather himself, and still make the free throw.
Terry completes the three-point play. So Newman gets on the board. Finally, took them over 4 minutes and 30 seconds to score in this first quarter. Montgomery's defense has improved all year long, and they played great defense against Casa Grande on Wednesday night in their win in the semifinals.
And everything on the offensive changed when Septimo came into the game. Michael Septimo came back from his knee injury. You can see the brace on his right knee, but watch him play the basketball game. He is amazing off the dribble. He turns that one over, however.
Damian Wallace off the bench with a steal and a lay-in. He had a huge game against Windsor, and we've seen him provide sparks many, many times. Timeout taken by the Vikings here as they burn their first timeout. They got off to a 9-0 start. The Cardinals have scored the next 5.
Well, Damian Wallace is definitely a super sophomore here on this basketball team. Against Windsor, he came up clutch in the overtime. He played big in their 63-62 win.
Here are the Division II power rankings. El Cerrito looks like a shoe-in to get the #1 spot. Then it's Montgomery, Las Lomas, Dublin, and San Marin actually has a very good record. But the Vikings, I'm thinking, are going to probably stay in that 2 spot. They had a good preseason schedule, and Casa Grande may even get a home game. They're 8th in the power rankings.
Well, Casa Grande is a very difficult basketball team as well. They have 3 guys on the front line that are 6'6". Cardinal Newman just barely escaped over Windsor. A lot of talent in this North Bay League.
The seating meeting is Sunday. You can go to our website, ysn365.com on Sunday, and we will be uploading the brackets as soon as they become available from the North Coast section. Fitchy tries a 3, no good. There's Terry.
Now, prior to this game starting, I thought that the Cardinal Newman Cardinals would be able to take advantage of Montgomery in the open court. I anticipated them probably to press a little bit more, maybe man-to-man, and try to run the floor and get out of the half-court game. So far, Montgomery has kept it a half-court game.
There's Walker with a rare outside shot, no good. Hyman has the rebound. Montgomery trying to get back on track now after scoring 9 straight points. The Cardinals seem to have turned it up a notch or 2 defensively themselves. A little bit of substitution for both teams. Wallace in the game now, and there's Polson underneath for an easy 2-handed slam, and it's 11-5.
Great ball movement, great recognition. Hey, get it down inside to the guy at 6'11" and has the ability to make moves and dunk the basketball like that.
Wallace steps back and drains a 3. Damian Wallace seems to be the answer off the bench for Newman as he has 5 of their 8.
The left-handed sophomore is so cool under pressure, and that stroke just keeps improving. The release and the drain it out. I don't think he even hit any rim on that one.
And kind of interesting because his role changed. He started off as the replacement for Souza at the point. Now he's become Ryan's replacement at the 2, and he's done a lot more scoring since they made that switch.
Well, it's almost like they have 2 guards, kind of like a Gail Goodrich and a Jerry West out there.
And there's Rubatino off the glass for 3, and that ties the score. So Newman on an 11-2 run. Tom Fitchie cracked a little smile on that. I know what he's thinking. You got to call that.
Yeah.
You got to call bank on that.
Well, better to be lucky than good, right? But he shoots a high percentage from outside. I wouldn't expect anything less from Connor Rubatino.
Septimo with a 3. Little strong, kept alive by Boterri. Nice rebound as he tapped it up to himself. Newman can take the lead for the first time tonight as the quarter winds down. They're going to play for the last shot. Coach Tom Montgomery signaling it in. 2 veteran coaches. They've both been at the helm of their respective alma maters for over 30 years.
Watch for Wallace off the dribble. Watch for Connor Rubatino off the pick.
There's Boterri. And Boterri nails the jumper. Wow, what a comeback for Newman as they lead it 13-11 at the end of 1. Montgomery off to an early lead. Cardinal Newman, however, has the lead after 1. We'll take a break right here in the NBL Tournament Championship game, and we'll be back with the start of quarter number 2.
When you come to Oil Stop, we'll serve you and your passengers with a complimentary beverage. Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, hot cider, or even a bottle of cold, refreshing water. Want to check your emails, surf the web, or get some work done when you're in for service? Use our high-speed Wi-Fi. It's free. We'll also provide a free car wash with your oil change so your car looks as good as it runs. How convenient is that? Oil Stop. We're here to serve you.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We're invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance. We've got your back.
Here we go, the start of quarter number 2, 13-11. Newman over Montgomery. It is loud and it is crazy in Haehl Pavilion tonight. Gunnar Walker gets it up to Rubatino. Rubatino made the 1 basket in that quarter, and that was the 3 off the glass. Wallace, no good. Walker loses it out of bounds. It'll be Montgomery's ball.
Well, in that first quarter, I thought that Montgomery dictated the action, even though they trailed at the end of the first quarter. So they're going to continue to try to get the ball inside to Paulson, go over the top. If the outside shooting and the dribble penetration of Septimo continues to improve, that will bode well for the Montgomery Vikings. On the other hand, Cardinal Newman did a great job on the defensive end and on the defensive glass.
Joe Petrick in the game now. Good defensive player. Also hits very timely threes from the left side, and that's where he's spotting up. However, if you can go in there, why not? They don't get it this time, and Walker comes down with a rebound. First inside miss for the big fella, Eric Paulson. Out to James Ryan now. Ryan drives the lane. Tough shot. Doesn't get it. Septimo has the board.
With Paulson anchored inside, it just makes the game so much easier for Montgomery. Everybody else can help out. They can get to the glass. They can block out. He really changes the basketball game. I'm impressed with him. He seems to have gotten stronger as the basketball season has evolved as well. Definitely looks like he's put on a little bit of weight.
Up top, Septimo guarded by Wallace. Good matchup there. Septimo stops, doesn't get the roll. James Ryan has the board. Newman up by 2. Ryan trying to change that, guarded by Septimo. Now it's Walker. Paulson loosely guarding him when he comes out away from the basket. They like to leave Paulson right underneath. Nice pump fake by Ryan, and that that's a basket for the Cardinals that gives them their biggest lead at 4.
He had to get it over the defender, and the outstretched arms of Eric Polson down low. So what a great shot. But we've seen James Ryan be able to do that throughout the season. He likes getting in the lane. He's good on defense. He's a great addition for Cardinal Newman.
Septimo to Fitchy. Newman has scored 15 of the last 17 points. Petrick trying to change that and nails the 3. Joe Petrick, all net, a clutch basket right there. Not his usual spot. He usually likes to settle in on that left wing. That time right up at the top. And now with 5 minutes to go, it's a 1-point game. Wallace no good. Walker an offensive board. Rubatino, a nice look, and he hits it. The offensive rebound by Walker leads to a 3 by Rubatino. Newman up by 4.
Offensive rebounds will kill you. You're out of position on defense. Guys are open on the perimeter. They found Rubatino. He knocked down that 3.
Rubatino, a guy who's grown up watching these games right here at Haehl Pavilion. There's been so many great matchups between these two teams. Polson with a nice shot. Eric Polson has 10 points.
Dave, I got to tell you, Eric Polson has improved so much throughout the year. I think they got to take the ball down to him every time down the floor. At least let him look at it, touch it, kick it out to Septimo, Petrick, Fitchy, whoever after that. But they got to look for him inside.
Yeah, I think it could be a result of the fact that he didn't play last year. He was ruled ineligible by the NCS, so he got going as the season's gone along, and like you said, he's just gotten better and better. Nice pass underneath to McCarthy. Now it's Wallace looking for a 3. Tried, tipped, Polson keeps it alive, and it's Ryan that comes down with it.
Second possession, second time down the floor. The Cardinal Newman's come up with an offensive rebound and a second chance opportunity. So right now they have a 2-point lead against Montgomery. Montgomery's playing well, Cardinal Newman's playing well. Wallace has yet to find his range from the perimeter, though.
3:41 to go. The Cardinals lose it that time. Only the second turnover. Both teams have done a very nice job taking care of the basketball right now.
And as we mentioned earlier, in the high school game, it's an 84-foot court. Out here at Haehl Pavilion College, 94 feet. So there's a little different feel during the basketball game. A little more space to operate in the full court.
Piner and Elsie Allen in a barn burner. Piner up by 2 with a minute to go, 60-58. That for the SCL Tournament Championship game. In the girls game played earlier tonight, Cardinal Newman 71 to Santa Rosa 30. It was actually very close at the end of the first quarter. Newman got in stride, and they should get a very good seed in the Division 4 girls playoffs. Santa Rosa looks like a 5 or a 6 in the Division 1 playoff. Polson has it taken away by Boterri. Nice steal for Justin Boterri. Newman by 2. Polson with a block, but Fitchy got Ryan just before that.
Great strategy. Boterri coming up with it, pushing the floor to Ryan, and Ryan getting to the basket. Polson with a great help out block on defense. That's what you want. You want your big man to be able to run the floor. But I thought this was an area that Cardinal Newman would really take advantage of. Montgomery is in the full court, running the floor with the quickness of Boterri, Souza, McCarthy off the bench, and Ryan.
Ryan gets 1 of 2.
All right, let's focus on a matchup here. Watch Roberts. He's got the responsibility right now of guarding Eric Polson. Last time down the floor, Boterri came with the double team, but now they're in a full court man-to-man press. This is what I thought probably would be an advantage for Cardinal Newman right here. But if they break the press and watch the matchup between Roberts and Polson down low.
Jamin Roberts, who is a great lineman for the football team this year, will try to muscle up a little bit on Eric Polson here down low. We'll see if it works. Joel Seitz gets it back up to Hyman. Hyman, no good. The rebound goes to Souza. Souza brings it up the floor quickly. Newman trying to run it. Here comes Ryan. Up and over Polson. Disrupted just enough by the big fella.
Yeah, Polson didn't block it, but he had the outreach 6'11" arm there, and Ryan had to adjust his shot and get it over it. Wasn't able to knock that one down.
Septimo with a nice move underneath. There's Roberts doing what he was brought in to do, and that is add some beef to things. And Roberts gets the rebound and the foul.
You know, coming into this game, I know Septimo has that injured knee. It's still quite sore. I was wondering how the additional length of the court, running up and down the floor, would affect it. If it would be a liability for him or not. I think that's why it's probably really important that they run that half-court set, get it down inside to Paulson, and with Septimo's ability to take you off the dribble, I think that's really key.
Nice pass inside to Boterri. Boterri along the baseline. He skips it out to Walker. Walker, if he can do that, he will force Paulson to leave his post underneath the basket. So that is a key make right there by Gunnar Walker.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We've seen Gunnar Walker knock that shot down. Generally, he takes it from around the free throw line or the key area, but right there on the baseline, able to knock that shot down, and Paulson's going to have to step out and respect it.
Zach American has it tapped out by Chad Souza. Damian Wallace shouting encouragement as Newman tries to go with some full court man-to-man pressure right here with 2 minutes to go in the half. The Cardinals by 5.
You feel the pressure of this game and the excitement and enthusiasm, but Cardinal Newman has a 5-point lead. It's pretty amazing at this point. It looks like there's been some big plays for the Vikings, but the defense and the persistent nature of Cardinal Newman has got him ahead by 5 points.
Septimo guarded by Wallace, trying to make a move, and it's a blocking foul. Tom Monfili not happy about that one. Wallace picks up his first 4th team foul. It was close, borderline.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a trip by Septimo and he fell into Wallace, or Wallace was moving, but the official saw it that way, and that's the way it is. So foul on Damian Wallace. Now, when the last game, when they were at Cardinal Newman, this is how the half-court offense evolved. Septimo had the ball in his hands. He went off for 32 points against him, and they weren't able to stop him. Right now, they're moving the ball well, though.
Joel Seitz goes hard to the rack and scores. Nice basket for him. Monty pulls to within 3. A minute and 15 to go here in this first half. Damian Wallace for 3. No good.
Yeah, that's Wallace's 3rd shot from the outside that he hasn't been able to hit.
Zach American to Paulson. Paulson can shoot. Doesn't get this one ever, and there's Souza. How about Chad Souza with his 3rd rebound? A tie-up quickly. The possession arrow favors Montgomery.
Both teams battling for the basketball. This is an intense game. I mean, you're talking about teams that only have two losses in league together. They both won their game to advance to this championship matchup. And they split the season series. 55-35, Cardinal Newman on top on the 7th of January. 50-40 on the 28th of January for Montgomery.
Yeah, we did both of those games, and not much drama really. Both games were won by the visiting team and won easily as Septimo will go to the line now. Tom Monfili is irate.
Well, about 15 feet out, Michael Septimo decided he was committing to going to the basket. And he's going to get to the free throw line. The defender.
Boterri picking up his 2nd.
Yep. That's a big foul. Big foul with Boterri having 2.
And Septimo does not get the front end. Connor McCarthy checking back in now.
One thing we noticed in this basketball game, Connor Rubatino for Cardinal Newman has not touched the ball very much in this basketball game.
Septimo gets the 2nd. We have a final from LC Allen. Piner 65, LC Allen 60. Big win for the Prospectors tonight. Under 45 seconds to go. Damian Wallace. No good. The ball still loose on the ground. A bunch of bodies in the mix there. The possession arrow this time will favor Newman.
And the big man on the floor. You got to love that. 6'11", Paulson down on the floor, battling for it. Has his team within 2, 21-19. Hey, there's 34 seconds left in the half. This game has gone by so fast. It's pretty amazing. Very few fouls, a lot of full court pressure.
James
fair
Ryan
amount
will
of
check
scoring.
in. So now Wallace will go to the point position as Chad Souza gets a break. 34 seconds to go in the first half. The shot clock is off. And Newman will milk it down. They were able to score at the end of the first quarter. See if they can do it again here at the end of the second.
James Ryan in the North Bay is one of the best one-on-one ball handlers and players to get to the basket that there is in the league.
10 seconds. Ryan reverses his course, runs into his own man, Gunnar Walker. Now he gets by Septimo, but Polson is right there waiting. Septimo will try to get off a shot at the buzzer, half quarter, and it's no good. So an interesting first half, and it's Newman by 2.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing first half, and it went by so quickly. I was really shocked at how fast the pace of the basketball game was, but Montgomery came out and they established the inside play to Paulson over the top. They were able to get inside with the basketball, and then Cardinal Newman brought the double. They stopped that. I think Michael Septimo was not able to score very much in the first half. That was big, and I think Damian Wallace missed some shots too. So let's see what happens, the adjustments for the second half.
All right, let's check out the Montgomery cheerleaders as they take the floor. All right, now the Cardinal Newman cheerleaders will take the floor. Nice routine by Montgomery. Their cheerleading team has qualified for nationals. They'll be on their way soon. by both cheerleading squads. We'll take a break right here at the half. It's 21-19. Newman over Montgomery at the break.
Oil Stop's most important asset is not just its people. Oil Stop's most important asset is the right people. Oil Stop has a complete ongoing training program and a 401k program. With the company partially matching your funds, you'll receive paid vacations and 5 paid holidays. Oil Stop promotes from within, so advancement opportunities are available to all who desire to grow in their responsibilities.
My friends and I were driving to the Salt Lake Airport to fly to a music teachers conference when our tires started going flat. We called the Les Schwab in Ogden, Utah, and they said,
Come on in.
They were so fast, we didn't even need the free popcorn.
There you go.
And we even made our flight. In a world where such great customer service is not always the case, it's nice to know there's Les Schwab. I'm Bonnie Lamborn, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
For a lot of families, your vehicle can be the most expensive asset you own. Like any investment, it's important to protect its value. Let Oil Stop help you protect that investment by regularly servicing your vehicle at any of our 6 Sonoma County locations.
My wife and I were stranded after suffering our second flat tire on a hot August day. Our 3 horses were thirsty and there was no help in sight. We called Les Schwab, and luckily Justin answered the phone.
Les Schwab Tire Center.
And even though it was after closing, Justin came to our rescue. He drove an hour with tires and even brought water for our horses. We'll never buy tires anywhere else.
Take care now.
I'm Larry Butler, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers. For the best in girls AAU basketball, it's the North Bay Elite.
One Saturday night, someone went through town slashing tires. Sunday morning, one of Andy Spencer's customers at Les Schwab went to Andy's house to see if he could help.
You got it.
Andy got in his truck and drove up and down the streets, helping anyone who needed it. He worked at it pretty hard most of the day.
That's all of them.
Andy didn't tell anybody no. He really went above and beyond his duties as a manager and a neighbor. I'm James Hamilton, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
We're at the half, 21-19. Newman over Montgomery. Dave Cox and Ron Weathy here at Haehl Pavilion, one of the loudest Haehl Pavilions I can remember. And the teams really took a long time, Ronnie, at the break. They're just now coming out of the locker room, so a lot of strategy. Coaches are Exon and Owens. The last time these 2 coaches will match up against each other. So you know that the bragging rights thing on this final matchup between Vitchi and Bonfili is a big one.
Yeah, there's some real history going on here, but I want to see what adjustments are made at halftime for Cardinal Newman and Montgomery. Montgomery started out the basketball game by getting it inside to Polson and really taking advantage of their strength down low with their 6'11" center of Eric Paulson. But then Cardinal Newman played good defense. They came and started doubling on the inside, and they started running the floor and pushing in the half-court set, and they did a good job to get back in the basketball game. But they held Michael Septimo on defense, only 1 point in the first half.
Yeah, that's a victory in and of itself. However, Eric Polson had 10, but only 2 in the second quarter. So definitely Newman turned the momentum around, They lead by 2 here at the half. We'll take a break right here, and we'll come back with the start of quarter number 3 in the NBL Tournament Championship from Haehl Pavilion here on YSN365.com.
Dynamics is the industry leader in Northern California for custom print finishing, specializing in foil and embossing for business cards, brochures, wine labels, display boxes, or even wedding invitations. Let Dynamics put their 35 years of experience to work for you. Stand out from the rest. Call the industry's best. Call Dynamics today.
When you come to Oil Stop, we'll serve you and your passengers with a complimentary beverage. Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, hot cider, or even a bottle of cold, refreshing water. Want to check your emails, surf the web, or get some work done when you're in for service? Use our high-speed Wi-Fi. It's free. We'll also provide a free car wash with your oil change so your car looks as good as it runs. How convenient is that? Oil Stop. We're here to serve you.
Here we go, the start of quarter number 3. It's Newman and Montgomery in the NBL Tournament Championship, where they have met so many times before. Bonfili and Fitchy, over 30 years battling each other, and there's Polson inside.
Well, if I was Coach Fitchy, that's what I would have designed. I would have said, hey, get it down into Polson, let him touch the ball every time down the floor, and then that'll open up things for Michael Septimo, Fitchy, Petrick, everybody else.
There's Boterri trying to answer at the other end. Polson with the rebound. I don't know if it would have taken me 10 minutes in the locker room to draw that up, though.
No, it doesn't take very long to say get the ball to Polson. But remember, Michael Septimo had 32 points in the last meeting, so he's a dynamic scorer for the Montgomery Vikings.
Justin Boterri comes down with a rebound, and here comes Newman now. We're tied up 21-21. Newman and Montgomery, Tom Fitchy's final NBL game. It's all NCS and hopefully NorCal from here in his final year at the helm of Montgomery. There's Rubatino. Tough shot, he got it. Oh my goodness. The net was hanging and everything, and he unhung it and hit the 3.
Yeah, the strategy to get the ball in Connor Rubatino's hands is very evident, and he comes through on his first shot in the second half. That was such a difficult shot. It was amazing.
There's Fitchy back to Polson. They're going inside out. The double team is there.
If not the triple, huh?
Yeah, they've sagged a lot of guys down on Polson. They are trying to stop him. He has 12 points. There's Septimo in the lane, and he's fouled on his way to the rack. The reach in right there, and Septimo will shoot a pair.
Dave, there's the 1-2 punch right there. Paulson goes down low. They're forced to double or triple team him to stop the scoring down low. And guess what? It opens it up for Michael Septimo. He takes you off the dribble, and now he gets to the free throw line. That's the combination that's going to be most effective. Then Hyman, and Fitchy, and American, all those other guys can incorporate their basketball game and take advantage on the offensive end.
That big game Septimo had in the meeting at Newman. Weren't sure if he was even going to play, but he did, and he went off for 32 points tonight. He's got 3, all of them coming from the free throw line. Septimo with a steal. The Vikings running the floor. Septimo flying through the air, bodies flying. TJ Murphy with the whistle. It's a foul call.
No
and
foul.
It looks like it's going to go against Montgomery.
Yep, no foul on a shot by Septimo, but beginning to the offensive glass and trying to come up with a rebound. Montgomery picks up the foul.
Zach American picked up the personal there. Both teams have 1 team foul now here in this third quarter. 24-23. Newman by 1. Boterri up top. James Ryan guarded closely by Septimo. And a travel.
Well, the last 2 times down the floor, Michael Septimo on defense has displayed his hand quickness. He so fast with his hands, but if you put the ball in front of him, he's going to grab it, take it away from you, or put you in a jump ball situation.
Here's Septimo now bringing it up the floor. Matt Hyman. Septimo for three. Doesn't get it. Terry skies for it. Hyman came over the back. Almost got away with it.
Yeah, over the back. You know, in warm-ups, I was watching Montgomery warm up, and I was watching Michael Septimo shoot his shot, trying to figure out what he was doing that makes him so effective. But in warm-ups, I saw him shoot a lot of shots that were a little bit short. And I don't know if it has anything to do with tonight's game. Probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but it was just an observation of mine in watching them warm up tonight.
There's Rubicino, gets it to Walker. Walker will again try to stretch the defense. He's done that twice now, and that's going to make Tom Fitchie think about the strategy. They may take that, but they say if Gunnar Walker beats us shooting mid-range jump shots, we'll tip our hat. That may be just the way they have to play things tonight.
Well, they might be facing that because he's 2 of 2 so far, so let's see how it unfolds.
Polson answers with a mid-range jumper of his own. 14 points for the 6'11 center. Terry, nice spin in the lane, and he's fouled. 2 shots for Justin Terry, who had 5 points in the first half.
Well, he kept in self-control against the defense. The defense came, the double came. He spun to the baseline with a drop step and was able to pick up the foul and get the line. 6'5" senior. He has really been important for this basketball team. He gets on the offensive glass. He runs the floor. He moves the ball well on offense, and he helps out on defense with the blocks. He's just an all-around basketball player.
So a couple of free throws there for Terry. Newman back up by 3. Montgomery almost turns it over. Septimo gets it across the timeline now, and the Vikings will set the half-court game. Looking for Polson. The lob to him, and he's fouled on the arm by James Ryan.
Well, in the half-court set, if the Vikings move the ball quickly and Polson slides down the key, down to the baseline, or they reverse it, it's pretty tough to stop because you have to bring the double. And even if you bring the double, he's so tall that if the pass is thrown correctly over the top and he gets in good position, he should be able to catch it anyway. So very difficult to stop for Cardinal Newman. Here's Eric Polson down low.
Polson trying to pull Montgomery to within 1. And he does.
Dave, I think it's been really great to watch Coach Bonfili and Coach Fitchie mentor their teams and watch the progression of these basketball teams, watch them improve, make adjustments, and continue to grow as the season has evolved.
A 1-point game. 4 to play. Third, Souza. Nice shot. His first basket right over Polson. Quick release. Did the trick that time. And Newman back up by 3.
Well, Chad Souza, he's been selective with his shooting. He doesn't take many shots, but when he does, they're usually wide open.
There's Souza with a rebound. Vikings do a very nice job getting back defensively this time, keeping the Cardinals from running the floor. Rubicino coming around the screen. Fitchie right there.
We've got a 3-point basketball game in the NBL championship here at Haehl Pavilion. I tell you, there's not much better than this. I'm loving this basketball game. It's just great to be a part of it, to sit sideline and watch these guys play.
There's Wallace. Great drive to the basket. Tried to go up against Polson, and Polson has his 3rd block of the night. He was really trying to buy a foul call on that one and did not get it. Newman by 3. 3.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Fitchie to Hyman. Hyman down to Polson, an easy 2. 18 points for Eric Polson.
Dave, that was all set up about a couple seconds before that when he was leaning on Walker, gathering position, putting his body on him, and then going to the right hand on the inbound, on the in pass. That was a great setup by Eric Polson.
A 1-point game, much different than the earlier meetings. Newman won easily at Montgomery, in fact by 20, and then Montgomery by 10 at Newman. And here on the neutral Haehl Pavilion floor at Santa Rosa Junior College, we've got a good one. Here comes Wallace, trying to get by Petrick. Boterri guarded by Hyman. Into the corner it goes to Souza. Souza for three. Polson comes down with his third board. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks for Eric Polson.
Great defensive set by Montgomery. And Joe Petrick played Damian Wallace to his left hand. He's so left-hand dominant, he tries to stop him from going left.
There's Septimo. Wallace has the rebound, and he's fouled. Petrick got him. Second personal on Petrick.
That's one thing about the super sophomore, Damian Wallace. He's so good out there on the floor. He was key in their victory over Windsor in overtime, hitting that big outside shots. He's come into their offense with just dominant performances, but he is so left-hand dominant that if you take that left hand away, I think it gives you a little bit of advantage on the defensive end.
How about the fact that there's only been 1 timeout called so far? You think there's going to be a little strategy down the stretch?
There might be. I think the conditioning factor, as I'd mentioned early in the game, to start with the 94-foot floor when these guys are used to playing on the 84-foot floor is a factor. I thought that it would be advantage Cardinal Newman, but so far Paulson's running up down the floor, Septimo's doing well, and so far I don't see any advantage at all. I thought there might be, but I don't believe so.
So Montgomery trailing by 1. They have not led since the 9-0 start back in the first quarter. Newman hit the final shot of the first quarter to take the lead and have had the lead ever since. Here comes Bitchy. Up to Petrick.
They continue to just try to swing the ball around and look down inside the post.
Petrick will take a 3, no good. There is Gunnar Walker with his 4th rebound. Nice move by Wallace. He does go to his right that time. Very nice move. Hit a little fader. One of the few times I've seen him make a right-handed move all year long.
Yeah, as he evolves through his career, remember he's only a sophomore, he is going to be so impressive as he evolves through the rest of this season into his junior and senior year. It's hard to jump from the sophomore level to play varsity basketball.
There's Polson inside. 20 points now for Eric Polson. And we're back to a 1-point game. These teams are playing their hearts out in front of this huge crowd. It's got to be fun to play in an atmosphere like this.
Oh, I just love it. Yeah, it's just awesome. Anybody that gets a chance to play in some competition at this level with the fans and the crowd, and it's just fantastic. And both of these teams are going to advance into the NCS, the postseason.
Yeah, Newman goes as a Division IV team. Looks like they'll probably end up in the 2 spot behind Salesian. Montgomery looks like they may get the 2 spot in Division II as well. So both of these teams have a very good chance of advancing to NorCal this year. They can just win a couple of games in NCS. And it looks like they'll be home games. Here's Hyman over Boterri. Nice job by McCarthy as he gets way up above the rim. Here comes Wallace now, up strong, and somehow got that one to drop. Damian Wallace with an unbelievable shot. Flipped it up quickly, had the right English on it, and it kisses off the window and in. A chance for an old-fashioned for the sophomore Damian Wallace.
Well, that's what he's been able to do throughout the season, and he's improved as it's evolved. His strength, it's all about his strength, his body. He's got a body of a varsity player as a sophomore, and that's what's enabled him to do it. He created the contact, took the contact, and was still strong enough and had the touch to put that one in.
10 points for Wallace off the bench. Petrick across the timeline. Montgomery running the floor a little bit, last touched by a Cardinal as it gets thrown out of bounds. Want to thank our title sponsor tonight, Les Schwab Tires of Sonoma County and Chevron Oil. Stop making it possible for us to bring you this one, and kind of bittersweet. Watch Tom Fitchie wind down his coaching career here at Montgomery.
Michael Michael Septimo is not in the game right now, so let's see what Montgomery does off the dribble or tries to get it into Paulson and shoots the outside shot.
Hyman out to Petrick. Fitchy down the lane. No good. Polson taps it up. Joe Petrick comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, definitely created by Eric Polson.
Polson got that shot off at the buzzer, and he's going to the line for three.
Yeah, I think you let him shoot that shot. I think you don't pick up the foul. He can't shoot the outside shot. He has the ability to make the three, but picking up the foul probably ill-advised as the third quarter is winding down. But Cardinal Newman has a 4-point lead. Eric Polson's going to the free throw line. He shoots a high percentage from the free throw line, and what an advantage at 6'11" to be able to shoot free throws, because you know at the next level they're going to foul it.
Polson will get a chance, kind of a lonely feeling to end the quarter. Shoot 3 free throws. Very heads-up play by him to get that shot off. He realized he was about to get fouled. He has a chance to change the momentum a little bit, as it was looking like a 4-point lead going into the fourth, and now it could be as little as a 1-point lead if he can make 3 of 3. He does not. 2 of 3. So that's going to do it for the third quarter. 35-33, Newman over Montgomery. We'll take a break right here and be back with the start of the final 8 minutes here in the NBL Tournament Championship on YSN365.com.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We're invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back.
OilStop's most important asset is not just its people. OilStop's most important asset is the right people. OilStop has a complete ongoing training program and a 401k program. With the company partially matching your funds, you'll receive paid vacations and 5 paid holidays. OilStop promotes from within, so advancement opportunities are available to all who desire to grow in their responsibilities.
All right, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter, Newman and Montgomery. Another classic matchup between these squads. Who will come out on top? Boterri, nice jumper to start the fourth.
Boterri running off the weak side, off the screen, coming available at the free throw line, knocking it down. We've seen him make that shot all season long.
Septimo quickly across now for the Vikings. It's a 4-point lead for Newman. Hyman finally gets it to Septimo. Cut off by Roberts. Roberts quickly has to retreat to find Polson, and does. There's Connor Rubatino with the rebound. Boterri fouled by Septimo.
Justin Boterri is so effective in the open court. He's just like a gazelle out there. He made a great move. He sized up Wallace on the defensive end and got to the basket, made the move, and used his height and quickness to get to the free throw line. But great alert play in the open court by Justin Boterri. There you see 9 points, 4 rebounds. And I think if Cardinal Newman's going to win this basketball game, I still think Rubatino has to touch it down the end. I think they got to get the ball in his hands. He makes some big shots. And I think for Montgomery, I think they got to go over the top every time, see if Paulson can get involved, and then Septimo can orchestrate off the dribble.
37-33, a 4-point lead for Cardinal Newman. 7 long minutes to play here at Haehl Pavilion in front of a packed house. Awesome atmosphere, and a foul away from the ball underneath. Looks like it's going to stay with Montgomery.
Yeah, Roberts down low, pushing on Eric Paulson, picking up that foul. But 4-point basketball game in favor of the Cardinal Newman Cardinals. Montgomery needs to find some offense here.
Hyman looking underneath, now settles for Fitchy. A long three on the way. Botieri keeps it alive for Wallace. 6:30 to play. Newman by 4. Big possession right here as they try to stretch out the lead just a little bit. Wallace stops and drains one. He is a cool customer.
Yeah, it's all set up by his quickness. Even though you play him on the left hand, he tries to drive that way. You have to honor him and backstep, and then he stopped and jumped and popped. It was awesome.
Tom Fitchy takes a timeout. I gotta tell you, I've been watching Damian Wallace play since he was in 3rd grade, and he's been doing stuff like that ever since then.
Yeah, he's impressive, and there are very few players that we have seen along the way that are sophomores that play at the level that he has, that's on the championship team as well. We've seen sophomores play, but none out there as effective as he is.
It is loud and crazy in here. Tom Fitchy taking the timeout, down to just 3 timeouts remaining. And we're gonna take a look. We've been showing the Tom Bonfili graphic all year, adding up his wins, but Coach Fitchy's is very impressive also. 31 years, won NorCal title, 9 league championships, looking for win number 560, and a very impressive 4 North Coast section titles. Not easy to do at the Division II level.
Yeah, what a great example for those wannabe coaches or those guys just getting into coaching. If you can have a resume like that, and at the end of your career, you can be proud of what you've done. And anybody that he coaches, I know they love playing for him. He's a good basketball coach. He's a great X and O's guys. And anybody that coaches against him is probably going to maybe not miss him because he always has a good basketball team, it seems.
So Montgomery has 3 timeouts remaining. Newman still has all 5 of their timeouts to go. So 2 30s and 3 fulls for Tom Bonfili.
You know, Fitchy was quite a basketball player himself in his day. You know, that's why he
incredible.
Yeah, he just brought it right into coaching.
They say that if they had had a 3-point line back when he played in the late 60s, he would have probably been one of the all-time leading scorers in the Empire. And I have film of him, black and white film, of shooting, you know, what would have been at least 5, maybe even 7 or 8 feet beyond the arc and draining them back in the day.
Yeah, very impressive. On that last pass over the top, you got to make sure you throw it high enough so the defender can't get it, because Paulson can. So throw it over top of the 6'11 center. He's looking a little frustrated to me, I got to tell you.
Nice spin move by Septimo, no good. Newman's defense getting better and better as the night goes on. And Rubatino fouled in the open floor. It's gonna be interesting if it's on Hyman. I've got him for 3. I'm not sure where they're going with that. They're not putting the fouls up on the scoreboard, and we're on the opposite side of the floor, so I wasn't sure. I didn't see who they gave that one to. It was either, yeah, must have been Hyman because he's checking out. I'm not sure if he's got 3 or 4, but something like that.
Well, Connor Rubatino, we've seen it many a time. Come up big in the 4th quarter. Hit big shots, but you got to make your free throws in a game like this.
Didn't get it. Seitz got the rebound, and he was fouled.
Cardinal Newman's got to try to press the action. They're going to press full court man-to-man.
A 6-point lead for Newman with just under 6 minutes to play. Septimo gets it up, guarded by Souza. There's Polson, guarded by Walker, turns, fires a little far from the basket for him on that particular move, and James Ryan has the miss. Newman looking to add to the lead. Ryan over Septimo, got it.
He just loves getting in the lane and elevating and making that shot. Last time down the floor, the Vikings got it to Polson, but he was 15 feet from the bucket. He's got to set up early, they got to move the ball quicker, and he's either got to rotate on the block when they rotate the basketball, but they got to get it to him down lower.
Septimo somehow came down with the ball that time. Souza knocked it away. It's an 8-point lead for Newman, their biggest lead of the night. Septimo fouled up top by Souza.
Yeah, Michael Septimo doing one-on-one on the top. Polson came out to try to set a screen for him, but they weren't able to get the pick and roll going. So you got a new shot clock. You trail here 41-33. You got to find a way to score the ball here if you're the Montgomery Vikings. I say Polson's got to touch it and then kick it out. Cardinal Newman still in a man-to-man defense, and they bring the double at Polson.
Polson out to Fitchy. Swinging around, Michael Septimo. Polson in the post. Got it. 24 points for Eric Polson. 4 minutes to play. It's a 6-point game.
Well, in the games that we've seen or done, he's been most effective on the left-hand block.
Now it's Monfili taking a timeout, and we will step aside here. It's a 41-35 lead for Newman. We'll take a break and be back with more from Haehl Pavilion and the NBL Tournament Championship in just a moment.
My friends and I were driving to the Salt Lake Airport to fly to a music teachers conference when our tires started going flat. We called the Les Schwab in Ogden, Utah, and they said,
"Come on in."
They were so fast, we didn't even eat the free popcorn.
There you go.
And we even made our flight. In a world where such great customer service is not always the case, it's nice to know there's Les Schwab. I'm Bonnie Lamborn, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
So 41-35, Tom Bonfili using his first timeout of the night. Newman crowd going crazy. We showed the Tom Fitchy file, and we've been updating the Tom Bonfili file all year long. 2 NorCal titles, 15 league titles, 698 career wins. So if he comes away with a victory tonight and gets one in NCS, that's 700. That's a big number.
That's a really big number. It takes a lot of years to get there. It takes a lot of great players along the way, and I think it takes a lot of patience too.
Not all of his league titles, however, were North Bay League titles. He had a few Marin County Athletic League titles while coaching at Justin Siena. 41-35, under 4 to play. Newman by 6. There's Souza, and he's fouled from behind. Petrick got him. 3rd personal foul on Joe Petrick. Newman's already in the bonus.
Yeah, he came off the wing, got next to the free throw line, and elevated, but picked up the foul. Souza's played a very good defensive game. He's been quiet on the offensive end. He's been selective with his shot shooting, but on that one right there, great job to pick up the contact and get the free throw line. And when you get to the free throw line and you're in the championship game, you got to make them if you want to win. 42-35, Newman by 7.
Souza gets them both. He'll be replaced by Wallace. The lead is back to 8.
One thing you notice about Wallace, he's done a great job on Michael Septimo tonight. His defense and his quickness and his strength with his body has kept Septimo out of the lane and made him shoot a very poor percentage tonight.
No doubt about that. Here comes Seitz. Nice spin move, but Terry meets him right there and blocks the shot. Great defensive play by Justin Terry. Damian Wallace down low, taken away by Petrick. 8th turnover by the Cardinals. Fitchy for 3. Got it! His first of the night, and it's a big one as he pulls the Vikings back to within 5.
Yeah, that's a game changer for the Vikings. If somebody can start making the outside shot, that's going to open up the inside for Polson. We've seen Fitchy make 4 in a game. Petrick can make 4. Somebody's going to have to make the basketball again from the outside to open up that defense.
Ryan up top, Newman in no hurry now as we go under 3 minutes to play. 10 seconds to shoot. 5 seconds to shoot. It'll be Rubatino. No good. Polson battling. Walker knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, Connor Rubatino felt the pressure of the defense behind him when he elevated, so he kind of had to hitch that shot when he released it. A very difficult shot. Good defense by Montgomery. They've cut it to 5 here. Can they break the full court press? And can they score the basketball and cut into this lead? Last time down the floor, it was the outside shooting of Fitchy.
Into the corner it goes. Crunch time here at Haehl Pavilion. Septimo up top. He'll retreat. 10 seconds to shoot for the Vikings now. Into the corner it goes. That one off the mark. Fitchy couldn't hit it. The Cardinals come down the floor with a 5-point lead. Rubatino all the way up under, and he's fouled.
That's who I'd expect to get the basketball as this game winds down. Connor Rubatino. But last time down when he got to the free throw line, he wasn't able to knock it down. So he's got an opportunity for 2 here. He needs to make both of them to extend this lead. They're not comfortable with a 5-point lead with just under 2 minutes to go, so he's got to knock both of them down here.
Rubatino short off the front rim. Rubatino looking to hit double digits, and he does. 6-point lead, 1:52 to go.
Still full court man-to-man pressure. The Vikings, time is starting to tick away, and Eric Polson is not very happy down low. He's asking for the basketball. They've got to move the ball. Michael Septimo is looking for a pick and roll here with Hyman, but they got to look inside to Polson.
Septimo, beautiful teardrop. His first field goal tonight, and a timeout taken by Tom Fitchy. 1:26 to go. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will stay live.
Well, it was all about the crossover. Michael Septimo doing what he had done, what we had seen in the second matchup when he went for 32 points. He was able to take him off the dribble, get to the basket, lay it high off the glass, and lay it in softly. The defense was concentrated on the other side. One thing I will say is Walker, for Cardinal Newman, has done a terrific job tonight on Eric Polson defensively.
Here's some of the great finishes in the series. Back in 2013, they moved all the games to the JC, and the team split. 2011, couple of very good games. Of course, the game won by Monty at Newman on the Alec Cobre last-second shot. 6 meetings from 2006 to 2008 decided by 2 points or less.
Well, we might be facing that here tonight. It's a 4-point basketball game. Cardinal Newman has the ball and the lead. And Gunnar Walker has done a great job defensively here tonight, anchoring the defense for Cardinal Newman. And we've seen him step away and hit 2 baskets from the baseline.
Souza trying to add to the lead, gets it to Wallace. 44-40. Wallace from 17, rattles the rim and out. Septimo with a rebound. The Vikings with a huge possession as we go down the stretch. Fitchy thought about the 3. Now he drives and scoops and goes to the free throw line.
Just working his way to the basket. The dribble, the jump stop, the right-handed layup attempt, and getting to the free throw line to shoot 2 here. Jack Fitchy doing a good job trying to score the basketball. Saw the opening and worked his way there. Pressure free throws here with under a minute to go.
Fitchy got the roll. Woo. Hanging on by a thread with 46.2 to go. And I think now we're going to get a timeout by Bonfili, and it's going to be a 30.
I'm not sure what Coach
I'm not sure if he wanted the timeout.
I'm not sure what they were talking about over their sideline, but we've got a timeout here. And Jack Fitchie knocks down the first one with a little roll around the rim. One thing's for sure, if you're Cardinal Newman and he misses, you got to block out right there on the lane. You got to get a body on somebody because you got Eric Paulson down low at 6'11".
Last thing you want is Montgomery to get another look and hit a three and tie this thing up.
Yeah, I'd put Pateri on him and make sure you don't even have to block him out and go for the basket. Turn around and face him. Just keep him away from the basket. But watch out for Hyman, too. He's quick. But I would expect Fitchie to make this, and then it becomes a two-point game. And then if you're Cardinal Newman, you got to take care of the basketball, bring it up the floor, and I think you got to get the ball in the hands of Connor Rutino.
Fitchie doesn't get it. It's still alive. Who touched it? It's going to be Newman's ball. Wow.
There you go. Exactly what we were talking about.
Touch and goes. That ball was tapped by several players. Big possession now. And Boteri's going to beat him deep. He pulls it out. Had an opportunity for a dunk right there. Hyman knocks it out of bounds.
I don't get that. I don't understand why he didn't make a layup right there. I mean, time is running out, but you only have a three-point lead. A steal and a three. It's a tie basketball game. You make the basket, you go up by 5. I mean, Justin Boteri is a really smart basketball player, but I don't understand that play right there. Maybe he had different ideas. So now you got at the free throw line with Gunnar Walker, who is a good shooter. But let's see how he does.
Biggest free throws of the year for Gunnar Walker. Got the first one. That makes it a 2-possession game.
If he makes this and you're Montgomery, you still don't have to shoot a 3. You can still shoot a 2.
He doesn't get it. Hyman has the rebound. Here comes Montgomery now. 30 seconds to play here at Haehl Pavilion. Both these coaches standing, shouting instructions. Septimo tries a prayer, no good. Walker was on the line, it'll be Montgomery's ball. The Vikings are hanging on by a thread.
Definitely a wild shot by Michael Septimo. But Coach Fitchie wants a timeout. They're going to talk about an inbounds play. And if I'm Coach Fitchie, I'm probably setting up some type of screen, a back screen, so that Eric Paulson can get an attempt.
So the timeout is taken. We'll step aside ourselves and be back with the final 22 seconds.
Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
For a lot of families, your vehicle can be the most
Montgomery crowd doing their thing.
Yeah, 45-41. As this game is winding down, Montgomery has the basketball. They trail by 4 points. The strategy doesn't have to be a 3. You just have to score. Because then you can foul and put Cardinal Newman at the line. But watch for Paulson off a screen down low on this inbound pass. And if he gets it down low and doesn't have an open shot, I can guarantee you they're going to sag down on it. Somebody's going to be open for a 3. Maybe Fitchie, who's the inbounder.
Here we go. Fitchie looking, finds Hyman. Hyman fouled by Boteri, so a chance to score with the clock off, which is always a good thing when you trail under a minute to go.
He was wide open. He just didn't get the ball quick enough to make the shot. They were focusing so much on Septimo and Paulson.
Tom Bonfili takes a timeout. 21.7 to go. We'll step aside one more time and be back with the free throws by Hyman in just a moment.
For a lot of families, your vehicle can be the most expensive asset you own. Like any investment, it's important to protect its value. Let OilStop help you protect that investment by regularly servicing your vehicle at any of our 6 Sonoma County locations.
My wife and I were stranded after suffering our second flat tire on a hot August day. Our 3 horses were thirsty and there was no help in sight. We called Les Schwab, and luckily Justin answered the phone.
Les Schwab Tire Center.
And even though it was after closing, Justin came to our rescue. He drove an hour with tires and even brought water for our horses. We'll never buy tires anywhere else.
Take care now.
I'm Larry Butler, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
So another timeout. Coaches were saving them here for late in the game, and they've needed them here in this last minute.
Well, you had mentioned earlier that the timeouts hadn't been taken and there was going to be some strategy involved, and you were exactly right. Hyman is at the free throw line with the biggest free throws of his life right here.
Got the first one, clutch make right there. That makes it a 1-possession game once again.
You're Cardinal Newman. You got to block out Eric Polson on the inside if you're Gunnar Walker.
Hyman does not get the second. And we've got a lane violation against Montgomery. Well, I'll tell you what, it may not be looking good for Montgomery, but I've seen some amazing finishes in this rivalry.
Well, at this point, you got to go for the steal, and if you don't get the steal, then you got to foul.
They again had Bo Terry deep. This time they didn't take it. They got it to Wallace, who's a very good free throw shooter, and he will go to the other end and shoot free throws. Only a second and a half off the clock.
He shoots a high percentage from the free throw line, but he is a sophomore. He has a little bit less experience at this level than some of the other players, but we've seen him play some fantastic basketball.
Clutch make for Wallace. Here comes the big one.
Yeah, not much involved. So you're going to have a 4 or 5 point lead after this shot. You're Montgomery. You got to come down the floor and at least score.
Wallace does not get the second one. Polson has the rebound. A sense of urgency for Montgomery. Septimo all the way to the rack. Doesn't get the roll, in and out. Bo Terry came down with it. Petrick took it away but fouled him, and will go to the other end again.
Michael Septimo did everything he possibly could to get that ball to fall down. I thought it was going to be good. He just kind of caromed in the rim and happened to roll out.
I don't know what kept that ball out of the basket that time for Septimo. He had the right spin on it.
No, he saw the opening.
Refused to drop.
Yep.
Bo Terry doesn't get it. Still a 2-possession game, barring a 4-point play, which we've seen a few of those this year.
Or a quick basket and a foul, and then another march down the floor.
Bo Terry got the friendly roll. He has 11. Here comes Fitchy now, quickly up the floor. Fitchy all the way under, gets it to Petrick in the corner. Clutch basket for Joe Petrick. That's a 3 and a quick timeout with only 1.5. They're going to try to get some more time put back on. The Viking bench is saying, come on, guys, that clock ran a little bit.
I do believe it did. I was watching it when the shot went up. I had the perfect angle of the shot clock. I don't know if they're going to extend the time, but I believe that it should be almost 2 seconds. About a half a second, I believe, rolled off at that point. So let's see if they're discussing it right now. Let's see what they end up putting back on the clock.
Not sure. We'll have to see. Right now they are winding down the timeout clock. What a game. This is unbelievable. 47-45. You know that they're going to foul quickly on the inbound. Give themselves a chance, but it's going to be it depends on how much time they put back. If it's 2.5 or 3 seconds, kind of doable. 1.5, 2 seconds makes it difficult. You're talking about a long long shot to try to win the game.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen if there's any additional time added. But if you're the Vikings, you have to try to steal the basketball and get a shot up. If you don't get the steal, you have to foul immediately. It doesn't matter who it is, what percentage they shoot. You only have 1 or 1.5 to 2 seconds left. Let's see if anything is going to be added. I'm really interested to see. 2 seconds is a lot different than 1. As soon as the ball comes in and you foul, the game is over. But with 2 seconds, it'll give you a second to try to at least get a shot off, especially if you come up with a steal. They're going to have Eric Paulson on the inbounder, which is a great strategy to have a 6'11 guy to make it difficult to see. That's going to be Connor Rubatino. Remember, he can roam the baseline.
They want to get it to Wallace, I believe, but before the ball is inbounded, there's a foul on Petrick, which I've got him for either 4 or 5. We'll see.
So only 1.8 remaining on that play now. So there is time left in this basketball game as they go to the free throw line. If there is a miss, they can throw it down the floor. It would be a 3, and Montgomery would win the basketball game. It's 47-45. The Vikings trail by 2 with Boteri at the free throw line.
1.8 on the clock. Boteri misses. He gets 2 shots. They're in the bonus. Tell you what, they had a chance to throw that up, and now they're going to have to maybe put that time back on the clock once again.
Yeah, they're going to have to reset it to 1.8. 1.8 seconds remaining in the basketball game.
This doesn't sound like much, 0.4 of a second, but in this situation, it's an eternity.
If it was me and I was coaching, I would have my guys on the free throw line around for this shot, just to make it a little bit more difficult to throw the ball down if there is a miss.
Back to 1.8. Boteri does miss it, but Ryan ends up with the ball, and that's it. Newman wins. Newman wins. James Ryan came down with it. They tried to bat it out. And the Newman crowd storms the floor. Another classic finish. And it's Newman who hangs on at the end. Both teams, I gotta say, Ronnie, both teams played so hard. It was such an excellent game, such a great example of high school sports and sportsmanship. One of those nights that makes you proud to cover high school basketball. That was a great one.
Yeah, the Montgomery Vikings came up 2 points short, but give Cardinal Newman a tremendous amount of credit. They fell down early in that basketball game. They made some adjustments. They fought back. They took the halftime lead, and they never relinquished that lead after the half. They continued to play great basketball on the defensive end. They made the adjustments they needed, and there wasn't one star tonight. I remember as the season evolved for Cardinal Newman, at times Connor Rubatino was the star, and he stood out, and they weren't sharing the ball as much. Tonight, they shared the basketball. They got the win over Montgomery. Damian Wallace played great defense on Michael Septimo. It was just a fantastic basketball game here tonight.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the action here tonight. We'll step aside, and we'll be back with our player of the game interview coming up here from Haehl Pavilion. The final score, Newman 47, Montgomery 45. We'll be right back.
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers for the best in girls AAU basketball. It's the North Bay Elite.
One Saturday night, someone went through town slashing tires. Sunday morning, one of Andy Spencer's customers at Les Schwab went to Andy's house to see if he could help.
You got it.
Andy got in his truck and drove up and down the streets, helping anyone who needed it. He worked at it pretty hard most of the day.
That's all of them.
Andy didn't tell anybody no. He really went above and beyond his duties as a manager and a neighbor. I'm James Hamilton, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Dynamex is the industry leader in Northern California for custom print finishing, specializing in foil and embossing for business cards, brochures, wine labels, display boxes, or even wedding invitations. Let Dynamex put their 35 years of experience to work for you. Stand out from the rest. Call the industry's best. Call Dynamex today.
When you come to Oil Stop, we'll serve you and your passengers with a complimentary beverage. Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, hot cider, or even a bottle of cold, refreshing water. Want to check your email, surf the web, or get some work done when you're in for service? Use our high-speed Wi-Fi. It's free. We'll also provide a free car wash with your oil change so your car looks as good as it runs. How convenient is that? Oil Stop. We're here to serve you.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We're invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back.
Oil Stop's most important asset is not just its people. Oil Stop's most important asset is the right people. Oil Stop has a complete ongoing training program and a 401k program. With the company partially matching your funds, you'll receive paid vacations and 5 paid holidays. Oil Stop promotes from within, so advancement opportunities are available to all who desire to grow in their responsibilities.
My friends and I were driving to the Salt Lake Airport to fly to a music teachers conference when our tires started going flat. We called the Les Schwab in Ogden, Utah, and they said,
Come on in.
They were so fast, we didn't even eat the free popcorn.
There you go.
And we even made our flight. In a world where such great customer service is not always the case, it's nice to know there's Les Schwab. I'm Bonnie Lamborn, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
Welcome back to Haehl Pavilion, a 47-45 win for Cardinal Newman, and we are with our player of the game, Justin Boterre, the big fella who had a great night tonight, 11 points, 7 rebounds. Justin, tell us first of all what it was like to play in this atmosphere here tonight at Haehl Pavilion.
Oh, it was huge. Our crowd, like always, big factor in the game. Their crowd as well. Both crowds are amazing. It makes it a lot of fun.
With these two great coaches going at it for the last time, did you notice anything different tonight in Coach Bonfili and trying to close out his career coaching against Coach Fitchie and end it with a victory?
There's always a little bit extra when playing against Coach Fitchie because he's just known him for so long, competed against him for so long. But there wasn't a whole lot different since there's always that spark in the rivalry game playing against Montgomery.
They came out hot. They scored the first 9 points. You guys kind of settled in. Coach Bonfili never took a timeout during that stretch, which was kind of interesting. What did you guys do differently to kind of slow Eric Paulson down a little bit, because he came out and had 8 points right off the get in that first quarter?
Yeah, early in the game we were playing a zone, and the rotation wasn't getting there, so he just getting a lot of easy lobs and stuff. So we switched it and went back to a man where we could put more pressure on the ball and take away the lob. And you can see in the second quarter and that end of the first, it helped a lot.
Justin, I got to ask you. So you're at the very end of the game. We talked about it before we came on camera here tonight. But you're into the game. There's around 30-something seconds, just under 40 seconds. You had the breakaway. You were alone on the breakaway, and you chose not to dunk or try to make the layup, and you pulled it back out. What were you thinking during that time? And just tell me what you were thinking, because I was surprised you didn't dunk it or try to make the layup.
Yeah, I kind of questioned myself after that too, and so did my teammates. I thought there was under 35 seconds, so I was just going to try and run out the shot clock, get a little bit less time off the clock, and then maybe run a play. Wasn't expecting them to foul so quick, but no.
You guys were able to take Eric Paulson out of the game in the second half, I thought. Down on the block, you brought the double, sometimes even the triple team. Was that the strategy to just make everybody else beat you? What were you trying to do out there?
Yeah, in practice, we always practice doubling down to him and then getting back out to the shooters if we need to, like Fitchy, Petrick. But then there's some players where you can double down and keep the double a little bit longer because they're not as threats from deep.
I noticed you were really effective off the pick, coming around, and when you get that basketball right at the free throw line, they ran some plays for you, and you're able to be very effective on that. Can you tell me what the strategy is when you're running that play? What is the play, and how are you guys setting that up?
Well, they put Rube in the corner away, so that draws a lot of attention and help, and Damien's a great driver going to the left. So I just come off the offside, and everyone's in help. No one's really guarding me, and I can just come up and get my shot right there.
Last question from my end. Damian Wallace, I thought, was as much of an MVP in this game as you were because of his defense on Michael Septimo. He stayed in front of him, he kept him out of the lane. He made it very difficult for him tonight. What was the strategy going in? Was it Damian Wallace trying to stay in front of Michael Septimo, or how was it?
Yeah, Damien and Chad are both two great defensive point guards, so we just tried it. Last game we got a little bit out of hand and we couldn't control him that much, but this game we could definitely key on him a little bit more, and Damien was definitely a huge part of that like he's been all season.
Yeah, I thought it was a huge difference. I mean, he had 32 on you guys last game, the game that you guys lost 50-40.
So now it's on to NCS. You have the NBL championship distinction, which gives you that little asterisk guaranteeing home games. What are you thinking about in terms of NCS competition? How far does this team make it this year?
If we played our highest capability, I think we'd be playing for a lot longer. And with this win and how we finish the league, I think we can get a high seed and definitely keep home court advantage deep into NCS and make a run for it.
All right, Justin, well, congratulations again on the victory tonight. I know you want to go celebrate with your teammates. Have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you real soon.
Thank you.
In the North Coast section and hopefully NorCal's.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Justin Boterri, the big fella, our player of the game. Great job here tonight. And, boy, what a night for Cardinal Newman overall. As, you know, and you mentioned it, Ronnie, not one superstar early in the year. It was Rubatino scoring 26, 28, 29 points. They've been able to balance the scoring a lot. I think Damian Wallace is a big part of that, as you mentioned. But also, how about Gunnar Walker hitting a couple mid-range jumpers tonight? And Chad Souza with a clutch basket. It was really a team effort, and they needed it tonight because Montgomery is playing great basketball here at the end of the season, and they, too, are a team that can go very deep into NCS and NorCal play.
Both of these teams are super talented. I mean, this was as high a quality basketball as you're going to see at the high school level. You have a 6'11" center. You have a player in Michael Septimo that can take you off the dribble and scored. You know, he hung 32 points in a defeat over Cardinal Newman in their last game. But the defensive strategy with Wallace and Souza on him, they really shut him down tonight. And I think he was a little bit off as well. But Cardinal Newman, it's almost like they've become full circle during the season. They started off the season really hot, and then they kind of were trying to find themselves. And Connor Rubatino was carrying them as a star. But tonight, it was a team game. They were very effective. They doubled down. They executed the strategy of the coach, and they made their shots when they had to. It was impressive. I love watching this basketball. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of one of those games you kind of hate that it had to end, really, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it was a great night for Cardinal Newman fans. They get the clean sweep. They definitely came up roses tonight as they win the girls' game by 40, the boys' game by just 2, and now all of our teams will move on to the NCS playoffs. Should be a lot of fun. We hope to bring you some of it. We're going to try to negotiate that here in the next few days, and we hope to be back here on YSN365.com with more Game of the Week action. Until then, for Ron Weathy and our entire crew here at YSN365.com, I'm Dave Cox saying good night, and thanks for watching.
For a lot of families, your vehicle can be the most expensive asset you own. Like any investment, it's important to protect its value. Let OilStop help you protect that investment by regularly servicing your vehicle at any of our 6 Sonoma County locations.
My My wife and I were stranded after suffering our second flat tire on a hot August day. Our 3 horses were thirsty and there was no help in sight. We called Les Schwab, and luckily Justin answered the phone.
Les Schwab Tire Center.
And even though it was after closing, Justin came to our rescue. He drove an hour with tires and even brought water for our horses. We'll never buy tires anywhere else.
Take care now.
I'm Larry Butler, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.